Good morning, afternoon or evening, depending on what time or what day you're watching this, or indeed whereabouts in the world you are. I'm MoD, this is Car Mechanic Simulator 2014. I know, another simulator game, but we'll click on begin now. How pretty is that? I did already try to play this once, but it went wrong because for some reason the mouse, when you can play in full screen mode, the mouse still wants to wander off the side of the screen, and it kept on wandering off the screen, messing up the recording, which is very bad. So we're just going to start a brand new profile. So I'm not playing this entirely blind, if I'm honest. It's a shame because the first one was actually going alright. So we've got career mode and endless mode. We have to do so much to get endless mode unlocked, but we'll go into our career. What we do is we basically go into a garage, cars come in, we have to fix them, and as we fix them, we have the potential to move up to a better garage later on in the game and unlock better facilities. First of all, we're going to go through this tutorial. If anybody wants to read that now, feel free to pause that at that particular moment in time. We're looking for... Shit, I skipped it too quickly. What am I looking for? The computer? Radio? Radio. There we go. Radio's on. Now we're going to the car lifter panel. I suppose, for the interests of animation and whatnot, they didn't bother using a 2-post or a 4-post lift. They've used what looks like a strange scissor lift thing. There we go. First basic tutorial, we know how to walk around the garage. Game's quite quick to load. This is the repair order list. First customer has arrived. We have to basically replace the front brake pads and the front brake disc. We have to check the discs. This is where the game can be. Well, we have to replace brake pads. We have to go to the PC and buy 4 new brake pads. Blah blah blah. Okay. Let's go to the PC. Brake pads, all in alphabetical order. Brake pads. Ding, 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 a ding, a ding. Go to the first wheel, start disassembling. We have to unscrew the bolts. I suppose it's worth mentioning at this point, but I do actually have a slight background with car stuff. Yeah, if you want to see these properly, feel free to pause the game at that particular point. I've played this for about an hour so far, and I can't fake a blind playthrough. I'm sorry, guys. Calipers. But yeah, last week I did my own service on my car, and I'm very proud of that because I have the mechanical proficiency of a monkey. A well-trained monkey, but a monkey nonetheless. Yep. Switch to assembly mode, right click and place again. Place, and yep. Oh no, whilst we're here we have to examine the brake discs, do we? Okay, examine conditions. Once the part is exposed into a position where we can actually look at it properly. That's one thing that threw me quite a bit actually, because I can't click on this. Where is it? The sway bar here. It's an empty. It's sort of a roll bar. Can I check out the front hub? No, because there's a brake disc in the way. So let's switch back into assembly mode. Assembly mode. There we go. Yeah, I totally know what I'm doing here, guys. Totally know what I'm doing. But I also did about 6 months worth of the motor vehicle engineering course at college, and I say only 6 months because it's about 6 months in when they presented me with a bill. I'm like, what's this? Well, you're too old for free education, you have to pay. Oh, I can't afford this, I'll have to drop off the course, which is a bloody shame because I really enjoyed that. Let's walk around the car. Take the wheel off. And you do the wheels in diagonal opposites from each other because... Well, you would in real life anyway, because otherwise one wheel would pinch and you wouldn't be able to get the other side tight, and then it would just come off, and it would be really, really bad for the health of your car. But yeah, I'm enjoying this game. It's not too bad at all. Once you get past the puzzle part of it, off sesame. While we're here, we shall examine the discs on the front. 63% worn. Okie dokie. Right click, click on assembly mode. I don't like that you have to right click every time you want to switch between disassembly and assembly. No. Spin the camera. The camera's not brilliant either. No. Click. There we go. Put the brake caliper back on, just in case of click, click, click. Hold on the mouse button. Click, click, click. Hold on the mouse button. Click, click, click. terms of simulation, I suppose this is in-depth in the sense that the bits are accurate to where they would be on a natural car. Show repair order. Front brake discs are done. Front brake pads are done. Front brake discs have been checked. Done. Now this money, I've noticed in the bottom right corner, I've noticed that they give you the money up front. 5 minutes to do that first job. Well, not even that. But this money, they'll give us up front. So we have to replace the air filter, the oil filter, and the fuel filter. I did this last week! I had this done over a year ago. Please do them again. Yeah, you need them done roughly every year or every, depending on car, 10 to 20,000 miles. My Fiesta is about the 10,000 mile between services, or is it 20,000 miles? I'm not entirely sure. But it hadn't been done for a while anyway, so we've got air filter, fuel filter. Fuel filters are a bitch to change actually because you have to do them really quickly. And also found out from fuel filters that you can actually steal fuel off people, which isn't good. Anyway, what we've got left in our... Oh yeah, so you even remembered where the screen, how the screen was set up. Excellent. We can't animate you tabs. No, we don't want to buy a tyre rather. What's internet security and all that jazz? Wireless? Oh, we've got wireless internet, yay, but we've got $635 left to complete this job with. Actually, while we're in the computer, we'll go back to the computer for a third time. What else have we got here? We've got car parts, we've got used car parts, learning books, bank loan. I know from my experience with Euro Truck, touching the bank loan is a bad fucking idea, so we're not going to touch that button ever. This is when I come back in 5 minutes and hammer the loan button, right? Learning books. We can buy learning books. And this will basically allow us more money coming in, we can examine parts, 2% discount buying bits, business management or unlocking the bolts. I can live with the speed of the bolts, but I would like a bit more income. There we go. This is when I now find out I needed that money for something else. Let's pop open the engine, inspect it. Now the air filter, if I remember rightly, what you would normally do on a car is this. Let's examine this bad boy. 4 bolts on each corner. What you do is you would undo those 4 bolts. That assembly here is attached to the top of this air filter, so you just lift the top up with the hose still attached. But this game says no, you cannot do that. You have to take that off. Then you have to take the airflow meter off. Then you take the actual top of the air filter off itself, which sucks. That's not how you would do it, or not on Fiesta anyway. Okay, off that goes. The camera's very dicky. Out that goes. Assembly mode. Click on the new filter, not the old filter. In that goes. Click, click, click. Bolt back in. Bolt back in. Airflow meter. Bolt back in. And then the airflow tube back in. Oh, here, let's have a look at the rest of the car. You've got your airbox there, flow meters, that's your throttle there. Now, you'll also notice on the top left hand side of the screen the parts actually come up. So, there's your battery, shock absorber, shock absorbers, that's your gearbox there. A little bit lower down we've got ignition module. Oh. Although, the ignition wires would normally be underneath the plastic engine cover, which we're going to take off now. They also call that the rocker cover, is it? No, the rocker cover's this bit here, the cylinder head cover, that's the rocker cover. And the wires would usually, they do in the Fiesta anyway because it's a straight 4, go on top. The HD leads go there. There's your exhaust manifold. That there on the left is the alternator. The oil filter, if I remember rightly, is there. And it took me forever to find that before. Forever. Assembly mode. Put the new oil filter in, put the cap back on. Now it's the case of the fuel filter. Okay, let's find us the fuel filter. Where's the ramp? There. The fuel filter is at the back of the car, if I remember rightly. Let's inspect the undercarriage. Right, fuel filter, where are you? There. Off of the old one, and then if it's a real car, you'd have to be so quick with this. But what you do is this wires poking into it, one that side and there's two this side for some reason. There's only one going in, one going out of mine. But you take the one going in and shove it into the new filter, and then take that one and shove it into the new one, and yeah. It's just so you don't lose fuel everywhere, because once those wires, there's nothing stopping those wires from losing fuel, pissing everywhere, once you've taken the filter out. Anyway, that's that job done. Show repair order. Air filter, oil filter, fuel filter done, repaired. Car is incomplete. Why is the car incomplete? Rocker cover. I took the rocker cover off and I haven't put it back on. It's not the rocker cover, it's the plastic engine cover. It's the supposedly to stop interference from getting into the car from mobile phones and all the other jazz. There we go. Now it's done. There we go. Proceed to the next order. You have to assemble the car back the way you found it, obviously. But yes, there we go. Perform a test drive and replace all worn out parts. Okay. When I'm driving on bumpy roads, I can hear a knocking from the front wheels. Check the parts and check the car and replace any worn out parts, please. So I would suspect, because I've got a knocking noise in my own car at the moment, I would suspect it to be suspension issue, maybe. Knocking noise from the front, or it doesn't say it only happens under braking. It says it happens when driving around. There's no specific driving condition stated. We don't. This isn't where we do the test drive. This is one of those videos again, isn't it? But this is the interior of the car. They've put a lot of effort into this game. A lot of effort. That's for OBD for when we get that in a future job. But for test drive, we actually go to the back door. Test drive. Although a lot of this was trial and error, finding out what to do this way, that way, the other. Here we are, the test track, very quick to load. All we have to do is go fast, go slow, turn a bit, and then go over some bumpy bits. Here's your camera 1, here's your camera 2. Wow, we'll do it in this view. I hear no clunking from the suspension so far. Oh, there's a traffic cone gone flying. Handling is a bit non-existent in this game. Slalom time. That's a lot of fun, honest. Anyway, over the bumps we go. There's no way of changing the camera other than pressing C, so I can't spin the camera around the car to show you just what it looks like from any other angle. We have to wait until we get back into the garage. I don't even know what the purpose of the test drive is. Really don't know. So now we have to examine the car. And if we click on show part condition, we can now spin ourselves around to see what's worn and what isn't worn. Ah, there we go. Tie rod and sway bar. Is it the same on the other side? Ah, cursed this camera. Let's zoom out. Well, first things first, we need to get the wheels off. Off sesame. As it stands, we can't just take these bits off. We have to get the wheel out of the way so we can then take this bit off. Outer tie rod. If it shows up green, we can take it off. If it shows up yellow, we have to take something else off first, and the corresponding part we need to take off first flashes red, like at this moment the sway bar's coming up red, which means we need to take that off before we can get to the shock absorber. Anyway, off sesame, bolt at the top, bolt at the bottom, and boom. Go on the other side. Can't look down anymore, okay. Don't let me look down, game. That's the wheel out of the way, so now... Yeah, the tie rod here looks alright. The sway bar knackered. Okay, out. there. Off to the computer. Computer. Car parts shop. We need sway bars. 50 quid for each of those. And the outer tie rod. These are different names in English. This is blatantly an American game, but yeah, I'm cool with that. Right, let's get ourselves back in there. Switch to assembly mode. It's grayed out. Click, place. Bolty bolt. Clicky click. Do. I'm not entirely sure what I think about the soundtrack. I mean, I'm not usually a... What is this dubstep? Not entirely sure. This is when someone goes, "You heathen mod, you don't even know." No, I don't. I don't listen to this normally. I listen to video game soundtracks. Although this, I suppose, counts as a video game soundtrack, right? Do. Do. And done. Now before we go any further, let's just take a look at the right click menu once again. We've got high showed body. Oh, I haven't seen that one before actually. Oh, that's going to make my life a bit easier in future. Oh jeez, why did I not know about that before? Hide show part condition, we already know about that one. That just shows the car parts now. Inventory is the one I was looking for. All these parts we can sell. They're all knackered and awful, so we don't need them anymore, so we can just sell them. I don't know what you do in real life. I imagine you'd... If I remember rightly, all the filters from a service last week, we binned them. So if we go over to computer, we should have extra money. We do! 310 quid. We can't... Oh, it's going to cost us $1,000 for the next level in business management? Never mind. Anyway, that job's ready to go. Repair order. Done, repaired. Next job. Should we make this the last one? Because this is... This is scan the old computer. I need to know if any of the electronic parts are reporting problems. An OBD scan, well we already know. The OBD scan is open door. Get in. And that's all you have to do. Sit here, wait. Easiest 300 quid ever. And the garage will charge you this amount of money for this. It's ridiculous how much money you can save if you could do it yourself. For example, the service I did on my car, that was £150 in a garage normally, which is about $250, $300 mark. Excuse me. I did it myself for £45. You can save a fortune. Most of the costs are in labour, and also if they buy the oil in bulk, they get it cheaper, but they can then sell it on to you with a bit of a profit. I heard I can have my starter repaired here. It barely works, but I don't have money for a whole new one. Can you repair it for $100? Yeah, so first of all we need to get the starter motor out. Just for comparison's sake, so they're asking us to repair it. If we go into the car parts shop, starter motor, go down to S, starter, I can't spell today. Starter motor, $200. We could probably buy a new starter motor, but that will cost us a fortune, considering the guy's only come up to us and says, "I'm only going to give you 100 quid." So let's have a look. Where's the starter motor? It'll be on the back of the engine, I think. There's the starter motor. Huh, nothing in the way. Piece of cake. Out we go, and there's a workbench over here with a vice on it. And lots of various tools as well. Repair. Oh, $93. So we're going to make $7 profit from this job. Great. Thanks, game. Yeah, that's done. Thanks, customers, as well. Cheeky money-grabbing gits. 100% fixed. In it goes. I imagine at some point later on in the game it'll be a toss up between whether you repair a part or fit a new one. I imagine. Anyway, show repair order and repaired. There we go, lovely jubbly. Next one. Come on, this is really going quite quickly, I think. Perform a test drive, replace all damaged parts. Shifting gears is much harder than it should be. This is probably something wrong with the clutch. A clutch is a big job. If I hide body, right, the clutch is inside that gearbox there. I mean, all the way inside there. That's not an easy job. So let us test drive the car. Let's stick in the internal camera this time. Well, if we, yeah, this all right. It does the job. But let's stick inside. Oh, it's louder in the car. Jeez. Oops. MoD cannot drive the shit today. Brake. Go. Slalom time. Oh god, this... Okay, so it appears that the car's handled differently. This is a pig in comparison to the van. How does that work? Did it get the physics models wrong? Physics models wrongs? Multiple S's, I tell you. Suspension test. Yeah, it's fine. And done! Well, I don't see the point of the test drive, other than to maybe validate what the customer says. Now let's double check the order. Shifting gears is much harder than it should be. I suppose that's so we can go out and actually determine what's hard and what isn't. Anyway, if I click on disassembly mode, the gearbox, we cannot disassemble the gearbox. Because there is a pair of drive shafts and a starter motor in the way. Can we get rid of that? No, we have to go to inspect the wheel. We can't do that from this angle. That's another thing I don't like about the game. You can't just inspect. You can't just undo bits from where you are. You have to go around to other parts of the car. So, hassle. We have to take off the wheels. We have to inspect the wheel, take off the wheel. Yep, now we can get to the drive shaft. This game calls it a drive axle for whatever reason. Oh, bolt there. Boom. We don't need to undo the entire brake assembly for that. We're just getting the wheel out of the way so we can actually physically get ourselves in there. Drive shaft 1 is out of the way. Off sesame. Boom. 3, 4, 5. And let's get in there. Oh, I did not notice that before. Axle stand. Not a very good one. It's more like a jack than an axle stand, but... Anyway, what are we after here? Drive shaft. This calls it a drive axle. It's a drive shaft. Off. Out. Now we could get... Apparently we could get to the gearbox from here. Also, don't put the gearbox in the bloody air, because it's a really heavy item. And by that I mean don't pick the car up in the ramps and do it that way. Because you don't want a gearbox falling on your fucking head. One of the heaviest components in the car, the gearbox, actually. Off that comes, and now we can see the clutch. What's gone in here then? Clutch release bearing. Clutch pressure plate is okay. So the clutch bearing. And there's another component behind it. Ah, the friction plate. And then it slots straight off. Is that it for that? Yes. Okay, so let's go to the computer. Clutch friction plate, $500. Clutch release bearing, $100. And that leaves us with $1,000 to complete the job with. Excellent. I'm gonna be silly and blow it on another book. Where are we going? Oh yes, back to the car. We need to put it all back together now. The exact opposite of putting it together, obviously. Friction plates, pressure plate, bolty bolt. See, it's in depth, but at the same time it's stripped back a whole lot of the processes, such as the deliveries take a while to arrive, and the actual, it's obviously a bit more in depth to remove and fit a gearbox. I mean, I imagine there'd be some sort of trolley underneath, or so maybe a winch above it perhaps, so the gearbox just immediately drop down and you can wheel it away, or maybe there'd even be another person involved. Yeah, that's the gearbox done. Drive shaft back in. Put this wheel back on while we're here. Get in, get in. Okay, that's done. Spin the camera a bit so we can get to the bolt, because I love how it does that. Yep. In, and in. Is that it? Oh no, we have to get back to the engine now and put the starter motor back on, don't we? Mustn't forget the starter motor. Maybe we could have done it at the same time as doing the gearbox before. Oh well. But no matter, it is done. It is done. Show repair order. Repaired. Proceed to next order. We'll make this next order... The next order will be the last one. And this is when it turns out to be a toughie. Replace car battery, check the alternator. I replaced battery 4 days ago, but today I was unable to start my car again. Check what's wrong with it. $1,000. Okie dokie. Inspect. Take you out. Oh, wait, while we're here, where's the alternator? Alternator. Off comes this shaft, this belt here. What did the job order even say to do? It said check the alternator, it didn't say repair it, just said check it. Okay, so... Battery. Nope. Yep. Battery, assembly mode, battery in. It says alternator 8%, we still have to physically examine. As I said, we checked it? No. Let's take it off. We'll repair it. $228. Okie dokie. So how's that compare to actually buying a new alternator? I imagine it'd be cheaper. Alternator, $500. Yeah, so saved the customer quite a bit of money though. Oh, press the escape button too many times. In. Yep. On goes the belt, and that should be it, done. Repaired. Proceed to the next order, yes. Jobs are good in there, I think. And we'll leave it on that one for now. Thanks so much. Thanks so very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, please leave a thumbs up. If you want to see me do more, leave a comment. If you You know what, just stay tuned. Stay tuned, we'll come back and we'll do more at some point. Dream big, bye bye.